So it's very good we come back to a classroom like this to carry out with our learning for this class. And I love this classroom. It goes back to the whole campus collaboration classroom. So let me first of all clarify what we are going to do. Now, we are at the beginning week of the first learning contract, which lasts for 3 weeks, week number 8, week number 9, and week number 10. And in this 3 weeks, we hope that we will get you informed in getting your work done in class. And we minimize your time to do something outside the class, because in class, if all the students come together, you do not need to engage them outside the class time, except for one thing, that if they were absent. Okay? That's why I'm going to do, I send each student a message that you should not be absent throughout this period, because it's a very important period, and it's also the last learning contract we are going to do in this class before we get back to the individual learning portfolio. Now let me clarify what we're going to do first. Well, I would say today, because of the problem in the classroom, we happen to step into this classroom, and hopefully we come back to this classroom studying next week, or at least next Thursday. This is the kind of classroom we need to engage you in group work, because it's easy for you to talk to one another. Now, the idea of the group work here, that it's problem-based learning, is to help you to go through an important experiential learning called working with people. Okay? We encourage you to work with your learning partner informally in the first learning contract, also informally in the second learning contract, although the artifact you need to produce in the second learning contract indicates clearly that you need to produce something together. For example, the pair proposals, for example, the pair report. We're supposed to say the two of you in your pair produce one report which contains one topic, okay? But in the first learning contract, we say the two of you in your pair produce one report which contains two topics, one from each one of you. Now the difference between the first learning contract and the second learning contract is the connection between your learning partner is increased, because the two of you must talk before you can come back to which topic to choose to submit for your report. Now in the problem-based learning context, this is a team which contains supposedly 2 pairs, but looks like we have 2 teams now, and each team contains 3 pairs. Okay, but it's okay. So in the problem-based learning context, again, at the end of the period, you need to produce your journal, your discussions details, one report, your blog, the 4 essential things. Now, what is going to be contained in the report? Now, if we use the thinking of the second learning contract, if your team contains 2 pairs, your report is going to contain 2 topics, 1 from each pair. Now, if your team now in the problem-based learning contains 3 pairs, so would that be in our report we contain 3 topics and 1 topic from each pair? Now, logically speaking, it's something like this. But if we go for that, the collaborations between the pair would not be enhanced. So let me tell you straight at this point that this is not going to be a difficult assignment, but this assignment requires all the people to work in team, particularly in class, so that you can handle the issues of discussions. When it comes to the report, okay, what has to be done is the team submit 1 report which could contain 1 topic, which could contain 2 topics, which could also contain 3 topics. Now, it's really up to your team to decide. If it comes back with a report, because when I receive the report, it contains 1 topic, I would consider all the members in the team has agreed that this is the topic they want to do. Okay? So that means this is a topic shared by all the team members, or across the 2 or 3 pairs. Now, if I receive a report from your team which contains 2 topics, I would need some kind of explanation. So if this report contains 2 topics, that means somehow the team had not come back with consensus of doing 1 topic. So instead, they do 2 topics. Then I need some explanations. Which topic cover which persons in this team? Okay? So if you go for topic A, you need to tell, I'm supporting topic A. Okay? If you go for topic B, then you tell, I'm supporting topic B. But this is the kind of freedom I give you. But it also involves collaborations. But they may not be all the members, at least part of the members, at least one or two. Because now in your team, you have more than one parent, right? Now if I receive a report which contains 3 topics, logically I would think, oh, 1 topic from each pair if you have 3 pairs, okay? Or if you just have a team with 2 pairs, then not more than 2 topics. You understand the meaning of that? So as an instructor, I'm giving you all the freedom to do what is important. But for me, if you want to ask me, what do I want most from you? I would say 1 topic for all the members. That means all of you will get involved in doing that 1 topic. Now the question is very simple. I also received a query from my student in the past. They say, well, what if we do 1 topic, but normally in the team, there's only 1 person to write the report, and once he writes the report, the other people do not get involved, but he or she gets the grade. Now you will observe that one of the learning artifacts you need to submit in the first learning contract is how you're going to evaluate the remaining member in your team. You're going to give each one of them a scorecard, okay? But you're not going to tell them, all right? Which is, you're going to tell me through the evaluations how each individual member has been doing this. Now this will not affect all of your grade, but this will tell the real picture of how each one of you has been doing in the teamwork. Now I'm going to show you this because this is one of the practical way and actually the state of the practice way of doing teamwork in the real world. You respect each person's freedom to get involved, but you also reserve the right to pass an evaluation of every other person's, okay? As part of the grade, okay? As part of the grade. And for me as a teacher, I will take a look at all the evaluation sheets, and then I will understand the working of individual students. For example, you might say, we have 4 meetings, but this person has been late in 4 meetings, or we have 3 contributions, but a particular person has not made any contribution. You can tell something like this, because that is fair for all the members in the team. So if we have 4 members in the team, you have to do the evaluation of each of the remaining 3. Okay? And each of these is going to evaluate for each one of us. So we have what we call a check and balance system. So this is a very important principle of group work. And also, remember, for me as a teacher, this is a very important learning experience for you. Remember, if you look at the score for the 3 individual learning contract, we are now down to the 3rd, okay? And each of these learning contract is going to earn you only 10 points out of the 100 point semester points. What does it mean? It means you should feel safe to do that. Because even though you lose all the points, it's just 10 points of the semester, okay? You still have many chances to cover the remaining points. For example, as we have introduced to you in the beginning, you can earn 15 points called a learn-to-learn score by producing 10 journals in a semester, towards the end of the semester, 1 for each week, and 5 blocks, 1 for each of the 10 journals. So you will get 15 points already. What I'm trying to tell you is this is a very valuable experience for you to learn how to work with people and respect the work that has to be done. So we say problem-based learning for learning project number 3, which combines inquiry-based learning, self-regulated learning, and teamwork. And the most important thing is how you come up with one problem that is your team's problem. Now, eventually, as I said, you cannot come up with one problem. You can do it with 2 problems. In your report, it contains the report of 2 topics, that means. If you can come up with 1 problem, in your report of your team, it contains the report of 1 topic. Now, if you still cannot resolve it with 2 problems, eventually, at most, each team has 3 pairs. So you might come up with a report of 3 topics. So 1 topic from each pair. Now, I
I do not want to see something like this. We really cannot come up with a problem between the two of us in one pair. So we come up with individual topic. And that does not come back to establish the meaning of problem-based learning. All right? We've gone through it in the first learning contract. You have the freedom to come up with your own topic. In the second learning contract, you must discuss with your learning partner to come up with a pair topic, 2 persons, 1 topic. And in the third learning contract, all the members in the team are supposed to come up with 1 topic. Okay? So that is the purpose of my introductions. But the second thing is, now, normally, this is what happened. We have to invite you to produce the consistent set of learning artifacts. In the first learning contract, you do a journal, you do discussions record, you do a report, you do a blog. Okay? Let's forget about the meeting minutes analysis. So these 4 important things are consistent. At the end of your work, even in the second learning contract, you have to do something similar, the 4 essential learning products. But at the end of this third learning contract, again, each person, remember, each person in your team has to produce this 4 essential learning product. The journal is very much individual. Okay? You can select any topic from the reading list, and then you write a journal for that particular topic from the reading list. And that's your individual work. But discussions detail, it could be discussions with one learning partner. It could also be discussion with all the members in your team. Okay? But you must capture enough of your discussion detail related to one topic. That could be the topic of your team, that could be the topic of your peer, that could also be the topic of your interest, even though that topic has not championed to be the team topic. And you must capture that discussion detail and produce it as the second learning artifact. Now when you come to the report, I just told you, in the third learning contract, your report should best contain the report on one topic. All the persons share that topic. But if not, you could contain a report on 2 topics or even 3 topics, 1 from each pair. Okay? So, but in that case, you must make sure, or if you have not just one topic, you must have the collaborations of the individual pair who's going to produce the other topic. Okay? So when you submit a report, it must contain work documented by the respective pair, and you need to declare, this is a report I submitted because I got into the teamwork in this particular PBL work learning environment for learning content 3, and in our team, we designed to have 1 topic. If in your team you decide to have 2 topics, then you need to produce a 2-topic report. And in your team, if you decide to have 3 topics, you need to produce a 3-topic report. Okay, even though some of these topics are not your direct work involvement. Okay, so lastly, the block is your individual work. The block must be based on one topic of your involvement. And if you read my comment from this first learning contract, and your comment for the second learning contract will come in this weekend, you understand that the block is a very important piece, because that is a very final piece of the work. So you have to spend time here coming up with examples of details in your block and do the best of your good. All right? And if you look at the score arrangement, journal is just 4 points. Discussion detail is 12 points. Report is 20 points. The block is also 20 points. And if you look at the meeting minutes, 4 points. If you look at the proposal, again, it's 4 points. So the report and the block is very important, okay, compared to the score points. It only eventually brings down to only 10 points for the whole learning contract, but it does not mean that you should not pay attention to that. The reasons why I designed the score of each learning contract is just 10 semester point, because I believe you need to learn a lot through the process. And if you're not good at learning at the very beginning, this does not hurt a lot. You still have other chances to make it up, particularly in your learning portfolio. All right? So I hope you understand that. And how do you get started? Well, as I said before we move here, you need to start with coming up with a problem. Okay? And how do you start? You need to start with discussions of individuals' proposal. You need to have a time to share with your team member, and then I will tell you, and if you read my teacher's message of this week, there is a process called democratic process to come up with a champion of the proposal. Okay? So we don't have much time left. Could I invite you to get started with your discussion by introducing one another your proposal? Or could I invite you to ask me any question you have at this point, okay? After I have said to you, we step into learning project number 3. I personally emphasize this period very much because it puts things together before we let you go back to your home to organize your learning portfolio, okay? We have 3 weeks to 4 weeks here, and after that we have 3 weeks or 4 weeks for the learning proposal. And after that, we close the semester. And you should know how much score you earn after that. All right? And I think that you know that, right? Any question at this point? If not, can I invite you to share one another with that, your proposal? Do you remember? Have you put your proposal in and the best way is to put your proposal, starting from this week, in the team discussion forums here, okay? Now, remember, we have the team discussion forum for you to put your proposal here for each member of your team to take a good look at. At this point, okay, let me see. We have the following teaming informations. Yes, it's right here. We have 3 teams, okay? The first team is Angela, containing Angela, Andy, Anna, and then Sammy, okay? So unfortunately they were not there until we reach here. The second team is Wysons and Billy, and we also have Lancy there because Jancy left, dropped the class. So what I'm suggesting, if you believe it's okay, is can we combine team 1 and team 2 into one team? Okay? That will, but we have to consult Billy and Weiss and also Sammy's opinion, because the other team, team number 3, we have Horace, we have Edward, we have Timmy, we have Giles, we also have Sophie, and yes, Annie, right? But you need to decide if this is your design to do it, because at that time, because we say that 2 pairs from one team, but it happens that you have 3 pairs here, and since you have not indicated your intentions, I put you together. But if you think that it's okay, if it's not okay, please make sure you let me know how to reform that, okay? All right? So we need to talk about the teaming also. But I have been waiting for your information for more than 3 weeks, so that it's something I have in mind. Normally, I tell you that in the old campus, we have this classroom, and normally we have a team which contains 2 pairs, 4 persons, okay? And so we have 6 to 7 teams in each semester, but in this semester, we have not many students, so we could try to think of a smaller team or bigger teams like this, all right? The collaboration is important, okay? Do you have any question first before we get started with that? I want to make sure that I can actually reserve this classroom so that we can come back here soon. It's much better than the theater for the teamwork period. Yes. Do you remember your proposal? Yes. Actually, the way to start introducing one another's proposal is either we bring a notebook, okay, or we bring the paper copy of your proposal, just one piece of paper, right? So each one of you, may I just suggest, if you cannot do it today, produce 4 copies of your personal proposals. And so the next time when you meet, distribute your proposal to each one of them. Okay, so that you can take a good look at one another's proposal and keep the proposal sheet until next time when you do the voting process. Okay. Now, next time before we do the vote, that means to champion one proposal, you also need to give each member at least 3 to 5 minutes to give comments on individual proposals, so that you can also listen to individuals' comments on proposals before you do the voting, so nail down on a specific proposals. Okay, and that is the problem. And after that, you all should work on that problem. Okay, and remember, each proposal contains 3 sub-questions. Okay, that means you need to divide the manpower in your team to deal with at least one of these 3 questions. And one way to deal with the question is to go back to the OIA process. Okay, we go back to the OIA and take a look at the journals produced by the student with that, who's the owner of that proposals, and do some a little bit more. Now, eventually, when the project is finished, each one of you in your team is entitled to take back on some of those material and use it in your own journal writing, in your discussions, in the report, and in your blog. So that is called group do and group share. Okay? So it's very important. If you're not ready today, make sure you have 2 more weeks to go, or 3 more weeks to go for this project. It's a project which worthy of your effort, because you have to deal with people's ideas, okay? And you must discuss, okay? And I love this classroom. I thought it was organized 9 rows, but it's very good for our purposes. So should I just skip silent for a minute and let you talk about this, so that we do not be disturbed by my instructions? I'm going to ask if I could book this classroom through the faculty staff. one thing I would like to add is that in the third learning contract, we have week number 8, number 9, and number 10. And it based on practice before, you're going to select one topic from week number 8, number 9, or number 10 for your journal. Okay? Now, but I would like to make sure that instead of just these 3 weeks, you're also free to use week number 1 to number 7 as the basis of your topic. Because these particular learning contract number 3 actually is considered as comprehensive. You're not confined only to week number 8, number 9, number 10. If you want to use a topic in the first and the second learning contract, in other words, from week number 1 to number 7, you are free to do so. Okay? So this is very important. May I invite you, as I just said, could you produce 4 copies of your personal proposals, and for your peer, 4 copies of your peer proposal to bring back next time. Okay? Let's say we go back to G053 first. Okay? And if I got confirmations that a new classroom like this one will be available, okay, I will send an announcement in the Moodle environment for next Monday's class. Okay? So that will be much better. I hope you could come back to a room like this so that it's easier for us to handle work. And if you have a notebook computer or iPad, bring them here. Okay? It's much more convenient. And I would say this room is very good for your presentation trip. Okay? That is a very important piece in your learning portfolio. Okay? In your learning portfolio, during the learning portfolio period, I expect each one of you is going to do a simple presentations of your learning in the semester. Because the learning portfolio comes immediately after week number 10. It's between week number 11 and week number 14. So we have 8 more times to come together. And so each one of you will be given a chance to present your learning. And that's also very important. Okay? Right? So that's my class today, and I hope you enjoy this classroom. And I have to say apologies that we did not have a good room for us down there, but it turns out that we might have a better room later. Okay, that's it for today's class. Thank you very much for coming. And you can stay here to do your discussions until the time you have to go. Okay? Thank you.